the Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
This is On the Move with McEvoy. And now, here's your host, Carolyn McEvoy.
Hello and welcome to our show today. I am so excited because we have 3 area professionals who are going to talk to us about why they love living and working on the Treasure Coast. The first is Patty Rulo from the Consignment Gallery. Patty, what do you love about living and working on the Treasure Coast?
Well, it's a beautiful area. Can't beat the winters. I'm from outside of Philadelphia, so the winters here are fantastic. And it's a real nice, small community that's obviously growing, but great place to live.
That's what I think.
Near the beach, can't beat it.
And your business, the Consignment Gallery, where are we finding you? You're within the Miracle Mile Plaza.
Right, we're Miracle Mile West. The address is 2207 7th Avenue.
And what I like best about that shop, you have, 7,000, 8,000 square feet of upscale consignment items at great pricing. You've been there for 35 years, Is that correct?
That's correct. Family-owned business for 35 years.
It's amazing. We'll talk more about your stuff in a minute.
Okay.
All right. And now, Priscilla, Vega, welcome. You are from RIA. I always mix it up. RIA Adjusters. What's your favorite part about living and working in the Treasure Coast?
Hey, Caroline. I'm a public adjuster. We're a public adjuster firms. And the best I love the Treasure Coast is the beaches. I love it. I love to travel. So I believe not only the Treasure Coast, but the entire state of Florida is a great place to go deep into natural.
How do they find you? If someone needs you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
They can call me directly at 772-607-4437. And I also speak Spanish. So if we have Spanish-speaking people, I can help them through everything they need in regarding to our homeowners' claims.
Very nice. And I understand you just helped when there was a hurricane across the coast in the Naples area, and you traveled there, didn't you, for quite a while?
Yes, I was there trying to help everybody I can help. I like to keep it simple. I like to my clients understand the coverage on the policies and everything in between, just to get them back to pre-loss condition. That is really critical for the homeowners on this time.
Yeah. So thank you. Our next guest is Marilyn Dummitt. Some people call her the disaster master. And why is that, Marilyn? What do you do?
I'm a public adjuster. And why do I like the Treasure Coast? Well, the reason is in the name, Treasure. Everything here, there's something exciting. You know, I love the area. And there's a tremendous amount of shopping to do here that's not available in different counties, like Brevard County, where I'm from. And I work for Pinnacle Insurance Adjusters, and I can be reached at 321-261-8719.
Well, thank you for that. And now we're going to go to Patty again. Patty, you sell all kinds of items. Why don't you tell us a little bit what you sell and what one of your most recent experiences was with a client or customer that you feel, was really great?
Well, we're an upscale furniture consignment shop, so we take only things that are in excellent condition. They're about 30 to maybe 50% of retail. And I'd be remiss if I did not say I also own this with my sister, Barbara, or she'll kill me if I don't mention her name.
No, Barbara, we know. Barbara, hello, if you're watching this. And your other sister, Christine, founded the shop with her husband.
My sister, Christine, and her husband, Walt, they founded the business about 35 years ago. And again, we've had it, I guess, they sold it to us about 6 years ago. So again, nice family-owned business. We are very fortunate that we have a storage area. So when you have people moving down here and they can't get into their homes yet, but they want to buy furniture, we have a place to store it for them for quite a long time, which is great. A lot of people do not have that ability to do that. So that is a plus for us. We help people from the moment they walk into the store to the moment. We also offered delivery services at discounted rates.
And I know because I've shopped there, I know Marilyn has shopped there, that we've both, and most of the things, and it's a wonderful area to live and work in, the furniture is lightly used to barely used in a lot of times because people have second homes, and it's a great value.
It really is, and that's the only thing we'll take. That is our first and foremost. Things have to be in very good to excellent condition. And then we just look at them as far as, is it something that will sell down here in this area?
Right.
I always say you can go 1 hour down the road and it's a whole different type of furniture that people use. So
It is interesting.
Yeah, so we know what sells. We know the market here.
And you're in Vero Beach.
Yes.
But I believe you have customers that come from all over as well.
From all over the place. They come from the West Coast. Well, of course, this is all transplanted people, so they're coming from all over the place. And got a great reputation. We're very, very lucky.
Tell us one more time, just give them the physical address.
It's 2207 7th Avenue. It's Miracle Mile West. What's up?
And you're open every day, or you close?
Well, we're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5. And once season starts, which is right around the corner, we'll open on Sundays from 11 to 3.
Okay. All right. Should they say they saw it on this podcast to get any kind of discount or to meet Petunia?
Well, they get to meet my dog, Petunia, who was a star.
That's right. She is.
Yeah. No paparazzi.
That's right. Priscilla, so tell us the most recent exciting thing you've done for a client to help them when they've had an event happen and they needed you in the insurance world.
I would tell you when they hug me and they start crying and say, I never can done this without you. Also, it excited me a lot when they send me pictures they put everything into pre-loss condition. It made me excited. No, they are really happy with my service. And they understand mostly for next year policy what they were missing in this policy. I like to teach them, and they can understand that the policy is not just a document, it's a contract. So they had to understand there's so many different gaps over there. That is covered by your insurance company, and a lot of people don't have the education on it. That's part of my job, to explain it to them. What you're missing or what you have really good, they will help you a lot.
And you're licensed with the state. You travel throughout the state.
Correct. I traveled through the state a couple years ago. We were in the Panhandle, like we were last year in the West Coast. So I go all over. I can be from Miami all the way to Pensacola with no problem. Just manage the schedule. And
I could hire you. Anybody, any one of us can hire you.
Yes, everybody can hire me. Just call me directly, Priscilla Vega, with Recovery Insurance Adjuster at 772-607-4437.
Thank you. Now, Marilyn, taking the north part of the county, tell us, and I know you have a lot of war stories from helping clients. What's one of your recent successes helping people?
Oh, okay. I had a senior, and she had a bathroom claim. And she was frantic because her next door neighbor also had damage from her bathroom claim. Anyhow, I went in and we agreed on our contract. I explained her coverage to her, and then we started the process. And through the process, her insurer demanded an appraisal. So what does that mean? That means they hire an independent appraiser to go into her house and estimate her damages, and I hire one as well, and he goes in and does the same thing. And hopefully they can come to a meeting of the minds, which ironically they did. I was so surprised. They agreed on our original estimate that we had prepared. One of our estimators went out and did a very good estimate, covered everything, and they totally agreed on his estimate, which never happens, does it? Never. That's a rarity.
I wanted to say this. We are in hurricane season. Let's face it. We hope we don't get a storm, but if we do, most people know in Florida right now, insurance is kind of challenging. I think one of your greatest rewards, and I've heard you speak before and say that you're able to get people a little bit different claim-wise than if they went just through the insurance company.
Right.
Is that true?
Yes. Oh my gosh. My heavens. Yes. Very rarely in a storm, when the storm is over, very rarely does the insured get what is sufficient enough to put their home back in the position it was in prior to the loss. And that's where they either get lowballed, denied, or simply the insurance companies are sometimes simply ignoring them, or they have endorsements in their policy. They have hurricane coverage, but they have an endorsement really basically saying that certain parts of the storm aren't covered. And I've only just been seeing that lately. And you can't do that. Insurance companies can't have ambiguous sections in their policy. It has to be clear. If it's not clear, we challenge it, and I believe we always win.
And one more time, how can they reach you, people, viewers out there?
Marilyn, Dummitt again. I'm with Pinnacle out of Boca, but I cover the whole state. My phone number is 321-261-8719. Thank you.
Very nice. So we'll go back to Patty now and talk about every day at your shop. What is your favorite part of working there?
It's got to be, when you own a family-owned business, it's a small business. So it's all about customer service. We have people that come in there almost on a daily basis. They don't usually buy anything. A lot of times they don't buy something, but they love to come in. It's a very, I say we're like the Cheers of the furniture stores.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is time to wrap this one up. So we'll just go around one more time and reintroduce everybody. Again, Patty Rulo from Consignment Gallery.
Yep, Pat Rulo from Consignment Gallery, 2207 7th Avenue.
Priscilla Vega.
Priscilla Vega with Recovery Insurance Adjusters, 772-607-4437. En español, 772-607-3744. Llámeme con cualquier pregunta.
Marilyn Dummitt, Disaster Master.
Right. Marilyn Dummitt, Pinnacle Insurance Adjusters. I'd like to say thank you for inviting me today.
You're welcome, everybody.
Fun.
You're my
Thank
friends.
you.
I'm glad you're here.
Right.
Yeah. My number again, 321-261-8719. I cover the whole state.
Thank you. Well, that's a wrap with this portion, Jesse.
Yeah.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day.
Right now at Sunshine Furniture, it's sale time. We're clearing our warehouses to make room for new styles, and this means you can save 10 to 50% on Berlin Gardens, Telescope, Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bait, Windward, Riverside, Universal, Capri, Tommy Bahama, Hooker, and more. Sofas, dining sets, patio groups, chaises, occasional chairs, cabinets, bedroom sets, and occasional tables. Hundreds of pieces on sale for inside and out, all in stock for immediate delivery. Also, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price, and all in-stock rugs are on sale too. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and come in for our big sale now. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store just across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Having sunshine, sunshine.
As time goes by, our parents naturally need a little extra support with their day-to-day tasks and personal care. Visiting Angels offers many services, including medication reminders, meal preparation, light housekeeping, or even quality companionship. Our experienced caregivers at Visiting Angels provide your loved one the opportunity to stay safely in the comfort of their home. Have peace of mind knowing your loved ones are in the best hands. Visiting Angels, Senior Home Care by Angels. Visit tcoastangels.com.
This summer's a great time to pack up the family and explore new frontiers in a Sun Camper RV. Our prices are hotter than the sun, and right now you can take advantage of wholesale pricing on all new Sun Camper RVs. That's right, all of our top quality, fully equipped RVs, 30 to 35% below retail. School's out, the great outdoors are calling. Save 30 to 35% on all new Sun Camper RVs. Your summer adventure starts at Sun Camper RV.
Hello and welcome back to our show today. I am so happy to have with me in the studio Chef Anthony Damiano and his beautiful bride, Chef Lisa Damiano. These two have been working together, oh my goodness, for a few years, and we are happy to have them in Vero Beach after they have literally toured, well, a lot of the world. They have worked in, let's talk about, well, you've been in Zaggett's Guides, you've worked at the Pierre, you've worked at Mar-a-Lago, you've worked at the Russian Tea Room. You have received many accolades, Chef Anthony.
Yes, and I still cook every day.
And you still cook every day.
Because that's why I get up.
Apparently, this is your passion.
For coffee and cooking for people. We love it. And we love that we can pass the plant-based movement on to people in Vero that want to eat healthy. And what it is we're all about options. So if your friend doesn't want to eat healthy, you could still bring them to lunch or dinner, and they can eat off the classic side of the menu.
That's a Counterculture Cafe, which is within an upscale tennis location in Vero Beach off Indian River Boulevard. Tennis community, I should say.
Yes, it's the Boulevard Tennis Club. We have 13 amazing clay courts. The restaurant is surrounded by all this wonderful tennis going on pretty much all day from morning till late evening. And you have a lot of options. We also have an outdoor bar. We have a patio, and we have a limited amount of memberships. Memberships have gone up almost 800%.
It's amazing, and I think it's because of your proximity to the ocean. I mean, you're probably less than 2 miles. You're very, very close east.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Chef Lisa, we want to talk about you just for a minute. Mostly, in my experience there, you do a lot of phenomenal desserts. So tell us about sort of what you do. And I know we call it the good and the evil side, so go ahead.
And I know I'm trying to get away from that because there's some negative connotation from that. I personally think it's the best, but we are kind of going towards that classic style and plant-based style now. But my good and evil, that was what I was doing or what I'm doing now. I'm classically trained pastry chef. And, I do all the wonderful things that everybody loves to eat with the eggs and the sugar and the flour and the heavy cream and the butter. But I have found that there are a lot of people that do come in and they're just, I'm diabetic, I can't eat that. Thank you, it looks beautiful, but I'm just sorry, I can't do it. And, I myself am whole food plant-based, and I like dessert. I want to eat dessert every day.
Me too. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think most of us kind of feel that. We want to have our cake and eat it too. So that's what I do. I create both classic and plant-based. So one shelf, there might be 3 different desserts that are that classical style with the butter. And I do try to do a lot of gluten-free because I do find Vero Beach is a lot of gluten-free people. So I like to cater to them as well. But then I do things that are sweetened maybe with 100% pure maple syrup. Maybe might have a few dates in there instead. No white sugar. Maybe a sucanat or a coconut sugar. I don't use flour. I would use maybe oats and grind them up to a fine powder, and then maybe incorporate some almond flour in there. Maybe even some coconut flour in there. So that's kind of that dry portion. And then obviously no eggs. I cook with no eggs. There's alternatives with flax and chia. There's alternatives with fresh pumpkin. So I do all that so that you really can come in and you can enjoy something if you have a sweet tooth afterwards, and you don't walk away feeling guilty. And maybe your calories are 130 or 160 versus like 900 calories, 1,000 calories for a traditional cheesecake type dessert. And they're high in calories, high in fat, things we don't need in our body. But those that want it can have it.
And I know from a personal point of view that you two experienced sort of a life change where you committed yourselves to this diet, and I believe you both feel healthier. Is that right, Chef Anthony?
Oh, absolutely. My blood numbers have dropped over 60%. My triglycerides have dropped over 80%. I'm going to be 70 in March. Yay.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe
but I'm
you
still
do.
working those 10, 11-hour shifts. Lisa works me very hard.
Yeah, do it.
And, I feel great. No medications. But it's the way I like to compare it is, we all have driven gasoline cars. But if you put diesel fuel in a gasoline car, it clogs up the engine and ruins the car.
Good analogy.
Yeah, and that's the way I kind of like to discuss it with people when we do our cooking classes and so on. And it's just important that, we really think about what we're putting into our bodies.
I agree with you.
And being a French classically trained chef, it kills me because my butter, where's my butter? Where's my cream? So we do run specials that are.
It's funny you say that, Tony, because we started these cooking classes, and we do them with the Treasure Coast Foodies, and we do them kind of in the off season because that's when we can do them. And I remember the first class we did just a regular old, good old cooking class, and I kind of mentioned, now if anybody wants to cook that in a healthier realm, then maybe, and they all kind of looked at me and like, what would you do, Chef Lisa? And I said, well, you knock out that oil and you cook with veg stock. So I noticed that was a trend. The next thing that he went in, the next dish that Anthony would do, they looked at me and they said, now what would you do healthier about that? And I looked at him and he looked at me and I thought, well, what do you know about that? Vero is really, I really believe that there are a lot of people that really do want those options. They just, maybe they won't do it all the time, but they'd like to have that option.
Oh, for sure.
So I found that really surprised us both. So we really kind of transitioned our cooking classes into the healthier style. And then we say, now, if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and you can add the oil in here, or you can add an egg.
We reversed it.
So we reversed it.
Let's talk about, you do different things. The one thing you do, let's talk about the hours at Counterculture, how they can find you again with the physical address.
Sure. No, we're at 1620 Boulevard Village Lane. And it's the best way to say is we're right on Indian River Boulevard on the corner of 45th Street. And you see that it's a very unassuming sign, Counterculture. The Boulevard Tennis Club is what more people should be really looking for. They can see that. And we are open Monday through Saturday for lunch from 11 to 2. And we close down a little bit. We might get some organic shopping in there here and there, and everybody's got to pick up kids. And then we open back up for dinner Monday through Thursday in the off season, 5 o'clock to like 8:30.
October we'll start opening Friday nights.
We'll be back open, and then Saturdays and Sundays at night. Well, Sunday we close completely, but we do a lot of tournaments with the club, so that's why it's just easier for us to say we're closed on Saturday night because. For us to say, okay, we're open this week, but then the next 2 weeks we're not, and then we're open again the third, So now, it's just easier to close.
We also do banquets and catering.
Now, the banquets and catering is another whole part of what you're doing, and tell us about that. How do they get to you for that?
They usually deal with me on that one, and I plan it, but I get with Lisa to make sure that the desserts are right and some of the hors d'oeuvres. But I do it personally, and I sit with everyone. Sit with the groups. We have a event coming up November 11th, which is for St. Francis Manor.
Nice.
And it's a very special place, as you know. And last year was our first annual event for them, and they raised over $45,000 that night.
Oh my goodness!
Yep.
No.
And we were the hosts. We
That's
underwrote
incredible.
it, and it's one of the charities that we support and feel strongly about because we have
a lot
many
of seniors.
We have a lot of veterans that are seniors that can't afford the higher rents, and this is where St. Francis comes in.
They're hoping to build more buildings.
No, that's excellent.
Do whatever we can to help that.
And so, do you dare give a phone number out for the listeners today to try to find you, Chef Lisa? Would you?
772-778-4335.
One more time. 778-4335.
4335. And of course, area code 772.
Now, I also noticed, is it a BYOB place? Occasionally I see some very nice wines back there.
Well, we do. We have some awesome wines, and we have a full bar, and we have 2 bars.
You have the 2 bar. I mean, that helps because people want the balance there, the healthy food, but maybe something,
And
we also have healthy wines.
Yeah, we have Kim Crawford.
Kim Crawford's come out with a rosé that's 70 calories.
You can't beat that.
Miomi has come out with a Pinot Noir that's only 90 calories.
Yeah. So you're always
So when
on
I have my little glass of wine at night, I don't feel so guilty now.
That's right. That's right.
And having lost 117 pounds and kept it off now for over 30 years, it's great to have a glass of wine.
For those people that don't drink as well, you might have somebody in your group that doesn't. And I pride myself on, and you know very well, Carolyn, about teas. And we do 4 different teas every day. We freshly brew them, and we only have one of those that's slightly sweetened. I don't even half the sweet of what the rest of the world is creating because we don't need that extra sugar. Then I have 3 other teas that do not. So, and those are ever changing. So we always have those available too for those that don't drink.
Well, it has been my pleasure having you two today as my guests. I just say Thank you to Chef Anthony and Lisa Damiano for making this their home. And they could have chosen anywhere in the world. They are truly hidden gems in this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn.